I present to you my top 5 architectural visualization studios in Greece. Let's jump right in. Number 5. ERGØN and WØLF. If you're into architectural imagery that feels less like marketing and more like a film still, you should know ERGØN and WØLF. They position themselves as a creative studio focused on imagery and visual content for architects, developers, landscape architects, and similar clients, and it shows in the range. On the portfolio page, you'll see everything from crisp urban towers and glassy commercial scenes to warm hospitality interiors, Mediterranean villas, and competition-style concepts. What I like most, they don't rely on perfect daylight all the time. A lot of their images lean into atmosphere, dusk, night, rain reflections, strong silhouettes, and careful lighting that builds mood instead of just describing geometry. The compositions are clean and controlled, but not sterile. You'll often get a strong focal idea, then secondary details that reward a second look, greenery, material richness, and small hints of life like people, traffic blur, or interior glow. Their work page is also organized by categories like architecture, furniture, interiors, and landscape, so it's easy to browse by vibe. If you want references for high-end, story-driven ArchViz, ERGØN and WØLF is a solid bookmark. Number 4. 500S Studio. 500S Studio's portfolio is basically a masterclass in calm, high-end lifestyle CGI. The first thing you notice is the material palette. Warm oak cabinetry, travertine and limestone surfaces, and that slightly raw board-formed concrete. Everything feels tactile, but never noisy. They keep the detailing sharp, the edges clean, and the textures believable. What I really like is how they handle light. In the interiors, it's soft and controlled, with natural bounce and very subtle artificial accents, like the shelf lighting and that clean recessed ceiling setup. And then they switch to these sunlit exteriors with huge skies and crisp shadows that feel truly Mediterranean. Composition-wise, they're great at selling space through restraint, wide framing, lots of breathing room, and clear sightlines to the main reward moments, like the ocean horizon, the infinity pool, or the panoramic landscape beyond the glass. My take? 500S Studio is strongest when the brief is luxury residential and you want visuals that feel quiet, confident, and expensive. If you're into that refined editorial realism, this is absolutely worth studying. Number 3. duee.studio. duee.studio has this signature vibe. Quiet luxury, warm air, and images that feel more like a lifestyle shoot than a CG portfolio. A lot of their work lives in that Mediterranean zone where architecture is simple, but the atmosphere does the heavy lifting. You see it in those minimal white volumes sitting in open landscapes, and in the resort-like scenes with lagoons, rocks, and soft fabric canopies, everything staged to look effortless. What I like most is their control of light. They're not chasing perfect bright daylight all the time. They use low sun and long shadows to add depth, like that golden hour restaurant scene where the entire space is basically sculpted by sunlight. Interiors stay consistent, restrained palettes, tactile materials, and clean composition. Even a simple bedroom shot feels designed around calm, with soft textiles, warm wood, and zero visual noise. My take: duee is strongest when the project needs emotion and atmosphere, not just documentation. If you want CG that sells a feeling, this is a studio to watch. Number 2. Bronxes Studio. If you're into architectural visualization that feels more like a design magazine shoot than a CG render, Bronxes Studio is one to watch. Their work has this calm, premium vibe, lots of clean geometry, generous negative space, and compositions that are confident without being flashy. The lighting is a big part of it, mostly soft daylight, realistic contrast, and exposure that behaves like a real camera. No overcooked highlights, no CG shine, just believable atmospheres. What stands out most is material quality. You see it in the stone and travertine surfaces, the warm wood tones, subtle fabric textures, and those tiny details where edges catch light exactly the way they should. It's the kind of realism that doesn't scream for attention, it just quietly convinces you. And they're not stuck in one lane either. Besides interiors, you'll also spot product-style visuals and exterior scenes, which tells me they can shift scale and mood without losing their signature restraint. If you like elegant, contemporary ArchViz with serious material discipline, put Bronxes Studio on your radar. Number 1. StudioTAF. If you're into high-end hospitality visuals that feel calm, warm, and expensive without screaming for attention, StudioTAF is worth a look. They're based between Athens and Paros, and they position themselves around architecture, interiors, and high-end 3D visualization. What stands out in their portfolio is how strongly they lean into Mediterranean atmosphere. You'll see sun-washed resort exteriors with crisp white volumes, stone walls, and pools that read clean and believable with water that isn't overly CG perfect. Inside, they keep the palette restrained. Soft beige plaster, warm wood, and minimal styling. The lighting is the hero. Lots of natural daylight and gentle shadow gradients that make surfaces feel tangible. My take: StudioTAF's strength is taste. They don't just render buildings, they render a lifestyle, and they do it with discipline. Those were my top 5 ArchViz studios in Greece. If you want to discover more great studios around the world, follow the channel and check out ARCHVIZBASE.com, my curated database of more than 1,000 hand-picked ArchViz studios worldwide.